Yeah. Someone got gun on that dirt. Yeah. If I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. Of his thoughts, that's my pride, can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcasting, every thought we'd ignite. In a world of chatter, we'll spark in the fight. With Professor Bear, we're climbing to new heights. A Bear's thoughts podcast, shining bright in the night. Topics from the heart, never sounding the same. Got laughs and debates, never dull or bland. From culture to tech, take you by the hand. Join the ride with us, feel the vibe expand. With every episode, we shine that
beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul.
Tune in, don't miss what we got to share. If I rule podcasting, I spread the love everywhere.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am Professor Bear, and this is A Bear's Thought. And guys, girls, I have, there they go. I was going to say, they realized which Professor Bear they were dealing with, and they got the hell out of here, because I don't know why. but somebody made them come back, so I'm appreciative. This particular gentleman, I've had him on a few different times, and each time has been we've had such an amazing conversation, and he decided to bring his comrade with him this time, and we are gonna just talk indie wrestling like we love to. So with that being said, we have my guests here, Damian and Michael. Guys, how are y'all doing this evening?
We're doing good. Hey, how are you doing?
Doing well. So, I'm going to ask Michael this question since this is his first time on. And I always love asking this question to my guests. How did you become a wrestling fan?
I was kind of just raised around it. My cousins are in wrestling. I watched old WWF when I was younger. And, they had the newer, I think it was, I was born in 2006, so it was more like of the newer wrestling, but I used to watch all the Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and, just all the old episodes and stuff. And, I just fell in love with it.
That is cool. So, from there, how did you get involved into the wrestling business?
Well, I was a fan here for 3.5 years. Every Saturday they were running, I was here. They got short on referees. They had one referee, and it just looked like he was struggling a little bit, having a full card by itself every night. So I was like, you know what? Why not? And I talked to the guy who trained me, Brent and Damian, uh, and they got me in here training. Trained a couple weeks. Went to a seminar, and they said we would have known he was not in business. And then I got my first match March 1st of last year.
So, was it what you thought it would be, or was it a lot harder, or what was
It
the impression?
like it just came to me. It seemed like it just came to me because I wrestled in school and stuff. So being up close to it is a lot more. I say it's better because I mean you're right in front of the action, so you can't wish for anything else better.
I can imagine to be able to be in there and be a part of the action, and being a referee. I think a lot of us fans don't realize how much of a role you all really play in matches, because y'all just not there to count the one, two, three, but you controlling the time, watching out for the safeties of the guys, and just the overall arch of the match. You you're basically the quarterback of the situation.
Yeah.
So so Damien, the last time me and you talked, we were probably like a few weeks out from you winning the big one. How did
Yeah.
how did that feel when you got it in your hands and you knew it was yours?
Oh, it felt awesome, dude. It was amazing. Uh, it was it was everything that I thought it would be.
So with
And
so with that, and we all have our ideal of what we would want our ideal moment to be. Was that how it played out for you?
oh yeah, yeah, to be my first one, and it was at our anniversary show, so it biggest show of the year. So yeah, it was pretty special.
So with that, tell me about you all's relationship.
Um, uh, I've known Michael for a little while. I've I've known of him like before wrestling, but we really yeah, well, yeah, technically family. Um, but uh, he, we first started, actually like talking when he started training. The guy that his trainer was the guy that had took me under his wing, and when Michael started, I helped him uh, teach this guy how bumping and stuff like that. So it was it seemed like we got closer, you know, in here in the ring, putting in work together, and uh, especially Michael's ref a bunch of my matches. So that's pretty cool. He was my first main event. Yeah, and I was his first main event.
So if you were alone, Michael, and somebody asked you, what is the what is the worst thing about having to ref one of Damien's matches? What would it be?
Damien's matches?
Yeah,
I don't know.
he don't have something that just drives you crazy at every match y'all do together.
No, I actually like all his matches because usually a bunch of like it shows that I know what I'm doing because he does a bunch of last second, like last millisecond kick out. So it lets people know, that referee knows what he's doing. He's not just, out here looking stupid.
He like he likes the technical side of it too. Yeah, I'm more, I'm more of a technical wrestler, so he he he. He'll even say it himself. He likes that part.
Yeah,
General.
I'm at wrestled in school, so it's a lot of similarities.
With you wrestling in school and you're getting into professional wrestling, did you find it much easier to be able to do it? It like it became second nature to you?
Yes, that's actually why it took, because I only trained for a short amount of time because I literally got all the bumps like that. So getting slammed and stuff in school kind of taught you if you don't land right, you're going to get hurt. And I did one time. I didn't land right. I snapped my arm. So I learned real quick how to land. And then getting in here and taking the bumps, yeah, it's going to hurt, but it's protecting you. So I I caught on to it real quick. And the speed part of Redfin, a bunch of people like using me for fast paced matches, a bunch of your high flyers, people who are going to do the quick up and down, up and down, up and down. Me and my trainer actually did a whole training session where it was
That's pretty cool.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
we did a whole training session where it was down, just getting down, getting back up speed for count.
Would you, if you, well, let me ask you like this: have you had any thoughts of going into being a wrestler yourself, or are you satisfied with just being doing refereeing?
Well, I tried training for a wrestler and really didn't end too well. I tried one of the bumps and landed right on the back of my neck
Ooh,
a day before the show, and then got bumped that next night at the show. So yeah, football and wrestling in school really messed my back up. So wrestling's out of the picture. I'll stick to riffing. I mean, it's easier on me, and I like how the crowd is when they're mad at you or when they're happy that done something right, or they're mad at you because their favorite wrestler, you know, stuff like that.
with that being said, too, have you found that you can, even as the referee, you can control the crowd with just little movements, or the the lookaways, as I like to call it? Like you you're basically playing stupid for the heel to get their heat.
Yeah, and me, I take that stuff serious because I don't want to be, looking like an idiot. So I make them actually give me a reason to do that, not just, hey, look over here.
Right. You use the psychology of it.
Yeah.
So, what has been one of your favorite matches so far that you have refed, and why?
Um, that's a good question.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. the first one has to be my first main event, which was Damian and Andrew Thomas for the title.
I was trying to get it back.
So
He couldn't count it. Oh, I'm ended up winning.
Oh,
No,
no,
that's
I've had a lot of matches.
that's where I lost it.
Definitely the wildest match I've had was also involving him. In Cage, my first 2 months of wrestling, it was him and Zach Malone, and everybody always like
Blood get everywhere.
yeah, everybody gives me crap about how I jump around in the ring. But I mean,
right.
if you see someone get slapped in the chest, you don't have a reaction to that, like ow, then there's something wrong. But his chest, I think he hit every corner about 3 times each, and his chest was just pouring. And you felt every bit of them out of Zach's hand every time.
But I think that I think that makes a great referee, because like you said, if you have no reaction, then how do you expect the crowd to have a reaction?
Right.
And I also think that was his first match where there was actually blood. Because the guy that I had wrestled, uh, he had got busted open, and of course my chest was bleeding, but not like his head was. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was his first match where there was actually blood involved. He
Yeah, because I started.
he did pretty good with that. He didn't shy away from it or do anything else different than what he would normally do. So that was also pretty good too.
So he handled himself like a professional.
Yeah, I was proud.
And that's always good to hear. So, Damian, when did you lose your title?
Um, I won it at the anniversary show, then I lost it. Um, I think 3 months later, in October, in the cage in a 3-way.
And who's the current champion right now?
Um, we have actually uh, uh, we have actually well they have actually relinquished or stripped everybody from all the belts, and we're I guess starting over. I guess you could say. Um, we we had a couple things go on, and uh, won't mention that, but we had some stuff go on here at the building, and it was after the show, and yeah, it, it we had to take a couple of weeks off and reevaluate everything, but you know now we're back, we're up and running, and they had just decided to strip the titles away from everybody, and we're just pretty much starting over.
Okay. Um. So
There's there's a lot to that story that I could tell you off air, but
no,
yeah, it was just a lot.
I understand. So have they decided how they're gonna get the champions reestablished?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've already been building to that. Um, we've pretty much been having like qualifier matches leading to the anniversary show.
Okay.
There'll be new champions crowned there.
With what would you say in your short career has been, besides winning the championship, what has been one of your favorite moments with you being a wrestler?
Um, my favorite, I mean, I guess a moment in general that hasn't been a title. So I won the heavyweight championship, and then I won our no limits um not too long ago. And I mean, I guess as far as just a moment goes, it's how comfortable, like, just being me, like, getting out here in the ring and being able to uh actually call certain things. And the heel typically has control of the match, and has sets the tempo of the match. But there's also times where, like, I've got into my own groove now, to where, like, if I see something, or if I'm listening to the crowd, or if I think something something needs to be done, I can call it mid ring, or I can, Michael's the ref, I can let him know, like, hey, tell him this, or we're doing this. And I can do that on the fly. And I think that's just come with the time that I've had inside the ring.
And I was with that. It definitely, I can definitely tell from our conversations and everything that you've just grown comfortable in the business and you're doing so much more.
Oh yeah.
Would you have thought that it would come so easy to you, looking back at where you
Well,
were before?
well, yes and then no, because partly, I mean, yes, because I mean, I've always been some type of competitor, which it's either football, or baseball, or wrestling in school. Um, so I've always, so to speak, I've always had that, the dog in me. And you know, I've always wanted to compete. Um, so that's, as far as yes goes. I think it's just the competitive nature that I have. Uh, that I think that's really what helps me, and, like, sets me out from, like, maybe other people that maybe has the same time in the business as me. Is I'm competitive, and I want to be. I come out the curtain, and I want to be the best version of myself that I possibly can, and want to get better every single time. Um, on the other hand, um, no, uh, because this professional wrestling, it's a different breed than anything else. You can you can take a football or baseball player, or somebody that runs track, and get them in here, and they can be the most conditioned person that they possibly can be. But you get in between these ropes, and you start running the ropes, and taking bumps, and going through spots, and you're gonna be wore out.
One
And
thing that one thing that
go
I
ahead.
um, always think about is wrestling is definitely a different animal, no matter what. Like you just said, you could be come from all types of different backgrounds, but you have to learn it's a different conditioning when it comes to the ring.
Yeah. And another thing to add on the kind of the no part of that answer was, when I first started, uh, I was so tunnel vision to it all. You'd hear people, talking about listen to the crowd, and uh, you know, you react to what the crowd does, and that, at the time when you're first getting in, and you're trying to break into the business, and you're kind of like, well, I'm just trying to, remember what I'm supposed to be doing and try not to mess up. But I think that's just where time comes in and repetition comes in, and I didn't know it at first, because at first I was like, I don't like I like it, but I don't know, I don't know if if I could do the tunnel vision thing all the time. And the more and more matches I got underneath my belt, that pretty much went away. Started getting comfortable, started getting my feet underneath me. Uh, I'm more vocal in the ring. Michael can attest that. You know, the way that I bump and feed and sell, and the way that I can work the crowd, um, won't won't toot my horn or anything, but I mean, you can probably ask a lot of people that's in this building, you know, for a while now. I've been the number one baby uh, for a while, and being able to get a title put on me, and you know, be the backbone of this company, and also being so young in the business, it really lets me know, like, the hard work, and everything that I've put forth to doing this. Like, it's not just for nothing. I'm doing this because I love wrestling. I by no means am uh, do I think would have the capabilities to go do this on the big stage. Um, yeah, but as a married man and a father of three kids, this is enough for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And for me, and for all the wrestling that I've watched and enjoyed, not everybody's dream is to be in the WWE. Sometimes they're just being your local guy, to be able to have fans, is more than enough for people. It's just because
Yeah.
you never thought you was going to get um, a chance to live your dream, and you're living it.
Oh,
You're more than happy for it.
oh, yeah, most definitely.
So, with that being said, what would be your number one advice for someone who is just getting in the business? And this question is for both of y'all. What would be your advice to getting into the business as a wrestler and as a referee?
Um, I'm gonna try not to pretty much say the exact same thing that I had said the last time I was on here. But
Right.
I mean, it really is true. You have to be coachable. You can't come in this business and be arrogant and stuck up, and think just because that you're you, that you can't let your ego get in the way of what you're trying to do, because there's people in this business that don't care if you succeed or not. But there is also a lot of guys in this business that truly love this business, that don't care to sit you down and watch your matches, and help you and critique you on things. And my biggest thing to anybody is, if you're wanting to be in professional wrestling, if you're wanting to be a professional wrestler, um, my biggest thing is just be coachable. Um, Keep your ears open, keep your mouth shut. Uh, do do what needs to be done and do the right thing. Uh, and always, whether if you're training or if you're in a match, the the biggest thing that is taught in professional wrestling is safety. Uh, there's there's the thing that we tell everybody, especially the people that we're working for, if we're next match or whatever, uh, uh, every time anybody goes out, we'll handshake or hug or something, like love you, buddy, be, be safe, have fun, or have fun, be safe, uh, and that's ultimately the number one goal. Um, you know, not really looking at wrestling. Uh, you always want to see anybody in the locker room go home with their family. And, yeah,
Yeah, I think that is beautiful, and I think a lot of people don't look at that aspect of you have someone else's safety in your
oh
hands, so you got to be careful and watch out for your brothers or sisters in this business.
yeah.
When
My thing about it,
go
my
ahead.
thing about training is the consistency, listening, and just it's going to be hard. Just keep going because I mean it's all going to be worth it once you get that chance and you get that chance to win the title, and it's all going to be worth it in the end. You're going to be like, I never thought I could actually do it, but I did. And that's really what it was for me. But learning, listening to everything that Damian and my trainer had to say, and that's what got me in the ring as quick as it was. Because I listened, I got all my bumps down, got them down with perfection, didn't complain, just did it.
When the one of the big things I think in wrestling that never really gets talked about enough is the respect factor that each and everybody has. And that's not just for the wrestlers, not just for the refs, but anyone that is actually in the business. Uh, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned and very grateful for is the reputation that I have around the business, that I don't have anyone saying negative things about me. I'm very respectful to everyone. Um, as much as I like and enjoy being able to talk to everyone and everything, there's certain things I won't do. Like, I've never been in a locker room, and I feel like that is disrespectful. Not not that if I was invited I would go, but I just think there's a place for everybody, and everybody doesn't get that that special vibe where you can go and mingle in the locker room. And again,
Right,
when I meet people, I'm always thank you and how are you, no matter if you're the number one guy in that promotion or new in that promotion. I'm always, how are you, thank you. And I'm always blown away if someone asks my opinion. And I try to be honest with them without being arrogant or come across as a know-it-all. It's like, well, this is what I see. Now I'm just telling you what I see, and make sure, like, if I want to give advice to them, I'm like, you don't have to take it. I'm just saying this is what I see, and I
right,
and I think a lot of people appreciate that, and I love just to sit around and be one of the boys, and understanding where my place is. Not that I go walking in, hey, I'm a podcaster, I should do this, and I'm this, that. No, my place is wherever y'all allow it to be, and I'm thankful for wherever you let me be.
Right.
What has been something that you have seen in the business that you wish you could help change?
Mm. I think we're doing the same thing. Um, man, uh, arrogance, man. It's arrogance. I, I wish, I wish there was none of it in the business. Um, because like I said, we're all here for one purpose, and that's the love of professional wrestling. Uh, you know, not not saying that if you've been in the business for 15, 20 plus years, you're not you know not saying that you're not bigger than somebody that just wrestles you know 30 times a year, 60 times a year, something like that. Um, but if you look at the bigger picture, I don't care if you wrestle, you know, 300 times a year or if you wrestle 30 times a year. Um, we're really all in it for the same purpose. And I think in today's time, like, you get people that really, it's a good word here. Um, you, you get people that I guess just don't seem to care anything but about themselves. And I think that's the biggest thing is if we could, I'm just talking as a whole, but if we could have a understanding of, hey, we're here for the love of the game and we're here to put on a show, a really good show for anybody that pays their hard-earned money to come see us. If we could all have that same outlook, I guess for lack of better words, then I feel like the business as a whole would be better than what it is. Not saying that it's bad, but if we could all have a common denominator of hey, we're here for this sole purpose and not get uh so eat up by our own ego, uh just you know to make it more than what it really is. It's at the end of the day, if the fans are happy, that's all that should matter. um Seen as a lot of people, if they didn't get all their stuff in, or if something got messed up in a match, then you know this person or that person is not happy. But at the end of the day, if the fans are still talking about the match and they like the match, then that's really all that it should be about. You know what I mean? Not not dwelling on you know maybe a mistake that had happened in the ring, because 9 times out of 10, the fans are not going to know that you messed up in the ring. I, conscious. I've had several. That was determined. I've had several, and the fans not know. And I think that's a lot of people. You know, some people do get mad and aggravated, but if something does go wrong, be able to um, cover the mistake and go on, about the match and just make the rest of the match great. So,
Definitely.
um, having an ego is to sum that question up is egos. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to say the word ego and not explain my thinking on that. So, but yeah, it's an ego.
I
I
definitely I agree with you.
I I,
'Cause-
I mean, as far as a business person, as far as a father, a husband, um, I don't think your ego should play a role in anything. Not even wrestling, because either one, um, your ego is going to burn bridges that um, will not be able to be mended back together, and that is in wrestling terms. That is in terms with your kids. That's in terms with your employer. That's in terms in a relationship. Um, you're if you have an ego, um, I mean, my opinion, you really need to figure out a way to channel that and not let it ruin you as a person. But yeah, sorry, I'm really big on that topic. So yeah,
no, I like that, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Um, Sometimes you have to learn how to let your ego go. You have to be able to not be ashamed to ask for help, because we all are going to be
Mhm.
put in a position where we're going to need help, and
I
that's
mean,
okay.
help or things happen. Like things happen inside this ring. Uh, things happen in life. Like you can't, the very first thing that goes wrong in your life, uh, you don't need to sit there and get mad or pissed off or 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 whatever. You need to find a way to make the wrong right. Same way, same way in the ring. Something happens. Somebody messes up, and the other person that don't need to get mad or aggravated, and you know take it out. Later on after the match or whatever.
Oh yeah. So with with today's climate, how does it feel to know that y'all are playing? Well, not even playing. I don't even think playing is the right word. That you are a role model to so many different people, especially the younger kids, where they look
Oh
up to.
yeah, um, yeah. Sorry, I'll let you talk in a minute. Um, yeah. So I think I'd actually made a post about this. It's pretty cool. You asked this question. Getting into the wrestling business, like I knew there was going to be fans, and but I really I really didn't give it no thought to begin with. But it really kind of hit me a while back. I have got a fan here. He is which of course my kids love wrestling, but um but I have got a fan here. He's probably 7, 6, 7, maybe 8 years old. Uh, he shut up. um, he's young, and every single time he sees me, he'll come up and jump in my arms, and tell me he loves me and ask me about my day, and if I had a good day at work, and if I'm ready for wrestling, and if ask me if I'm gonna win tonight, or um, but the reason why I told you about this little boy is um, I was actually at work one day, and his mom sent me a video of him playing outside on his little trampoline, and he had a oh boy, he had a what's them dolls? What they? No, the
Wrestling buddy.
like yes.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
what else today?
he had a little wrestling buddy, and he had actually uh come out of a tarp or something that he had put up right there where the garage is at with the trampoline, and had my music playing, and he come out to my music, and his mom introduced him as me, and he did a couple of my signature moves that I do. He at the end of the match, he he had did my finish, and dude, that like right then and there, like I I was already taking wrestling serious, but it kind of made me just want to up the ante a little more, and really be the best version of myself, because yeah, I'm doing this because I love wrestling, but on the other hand is I've got little kids out here that's not even my kids that um I'm I'm being a role model for, and you know just my appearance can make their day, and they there's I'm somebody that they can look up to, and want to be when they get older. I've never really thought of you know somebody asking a kid, well, what do you want to be when you go? I want to be Damian Bradshaw. And at the time yeah, I'm not. I don't feel like I don't I don't feel like Damian Bradshaw as a character, a wrestler, um, could be that big. But I do. Um, I As far as me as a person, I do let my my personal side show also in the ring. I'm just who I am, and I think that's why a lot of people like little kids in general that they take a liking and uh, of me, and I'm just I'm just a good person, and it's that's also good. Uh, Being able to be a good influence, and that this I've had another kid to where um, I had actually made him a sign for this past school year when they were doing testing in school. I had actually made him a sign, just to lift his spirits with him, uh, telling him you can do this, and I'll have to send you the picture of the sign that I had made, but uh, I had made him a sign, and I had actually surprised him at the park with it, and he loved that to death. So uh, yeah, I've never really thought about the aspect of it uh, in that terms until then. Uh, it was really mind blowing for me.
I definitely can understand. So, Michael, have you had that fan experience that just kind of blew your mind?
Um, yeah, because I mean, with me, being a fan here for so long, um, there's a lot of people that I've talked to in the crowd because they knew me as, just a fan. So me being in the ring, every time they see me come out of the entrance, all I hear is Michael, Michael, Michael every time I come out. So I've had that, but my first couple weeks, I had my first match, and then I ended up going back to work. And that Monday, I ended up slicing my hand open with a
Ooh.
razor blade. Well, I had to get stitches, and I thought I'd be out for a little bit, but I started counting with my left hand. Anyways, I had my hand wrapped, and there was a little girl out here, and she wore a referee shirt. And I came out here and talked to a friend, and this little girl came up to me, and she's like, "What happened to your hand?" And I told her, and she's like, "Well, good. That means I can take your job, right?" It's just those small things. Like, even this past weekend, I done a show up in Tennessee, and it was a 2-on-1 match, and this little kid, it was actually it's his first time at the show, and they thought he wouldn't like it, but he was actually into it big time. Like, he stopped me before the match even started, before I rang the bell, and he's like, "You see them two? You better pay attention to them. They like to cheat." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll pay attention. I'll pay close attention to them." And it's just the small stuff like that. With me only being in this business for a little over a year and a half, it's a lot.
I definitely, I love hearing stories like that. Uh, it is an amazing thing, and the role we play. Because just like y'all, I would have never thought that I would mean so much to someone, and we're blessed to have that experience. I think you have to take that serious, even when you having bad days and not feeling up to it, and you see that little fan that just you can tell you are their whole world, and it just pimps you up and makes you want to keep going and doing things. I think that is one of the best things about being in the business, being able to either make a fan happy or making them so mad that they despise you. And it's it makes you go back to when you were a kid and know, man, this is what I loved in wrestling, and I can pass that along to the next generation.
Yep, most definitely.
So before we get out of here, the last question I'm gonna ask is, how do y'all feel about where independent wrestling is today?
You go first. I talked to you. Um, I think it's getting to where a bunch of people are starting to actually realize that it's not fake. Like, because my friends, they all thought it was fake until I was coming home, bruised and hurt and stuff like that. And they're realizing, oh crap, well, it's not actually fake. That stuff's real. Nothing we do in here is fake. I mean,
Scripted entertainment.
we can script it. But I think
This is a
that plays
podcast, brother. We can drop the caveman.
well,
I love it.
and then the thing that I think most people need to shy away from is they need to realize they're here to do a job, to wrestle a match, put on a show, not entertain the playground, as I'll say.
Yeah.
That, because, I mean, a bunch of people won't bring certain people because of that. So that would be the only bad thing that I've noticed, being in this business. But everything else, it's all been good. Everything's been great. having my trainers matches are always the funniest because they know, you know, what breaks me.
Oh, I give him hell.
Oh, he does. And uh, they'll even test me like my main trainer. He was a heel for the longest, and
He's actually wrestled. He's actually refed a bunch of, mine. So the guy that had trained him was also the guy that trained me, and he's wrestled a bunch. Said it again.
they've had a bunch of matches together, and I've repped them.
Yeah, there you go.
Both of them do it on purpose and won't tell me what they're doing beforehand, and they'll just make me go back to my training to where I don't know what's going on, and just make me go out there and show them that I know what I'm still doing.
I've been out of commission for a little bit. I had to have surgery on my hand. You can see that I had to have pins put in my hand.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ended up shattering 3 knuckles, broke the 3 hand bones to these 3 fingers here, and the circular bone that them 3 bones connect to, I broke it completely in half, and it was sitting on top of where it's supposed to be connected to.
How in the hell did you do that?
That'll be a that'll be an off-camera combo. Yeah, we'll definitely catch back up some more off camera as well. But I can say that I punched a door several times, and the door was metal. So
The door down.
yeah, the door won. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But yeah, I had to have surgery April the 27th, and I've been out of work for about 8 weeks. I just recently had went back, but I won't be in the ring probably for another 2 months. I'm hoping to come back before the anniversary show, but it's not really looking like that's gonna be a thing. My hands getting to where, it's getting there, but I don't have all my strength back in my hand. I can barely unscrew a bottle cap and stuff like that. It's still pretty weak, so it's probably going to be a while before I can get back in the ring. So
If it was up to Damian, he'd already be in.
yeah,
His wife would kill him.
yeah.
Of course. Hey, when you are an athlete, when you're out, that's the worst thing for you. You think you could be back, you're wanting to be back, but hey, listen to them doctors. They know what they're talking
Yeah. Yeah, well, the doctor told me 4 months, so it's already been 2, so I got 2 more months. And
Yeah, definitely heal up and don't go back too early.
what was the question?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I didn't forget the question.
So, what do you feel about indie wrestling at this
Oh
point?
yeah. Yeah. Indie wrestling as a whole is booming. You can get on any social media and you can see any indie show packed. I feel like there's a lot more people in this day and time, to where, especially like, the ticket process for, WWE, AEW, where it costs so much for a ticket just to go see wrestling, and I think the indies is being promoted more than ever. There's promotions that's getting out to a more bigger audience, than I think it ever has before. And I really say that just because of, today's day and time. Social media is everything. Promo is everything. Sharing the card is everything. Um, and you get a bunch of people doing that, and the best thing in the whole world is word of mouth. I mean, people talk every day, so if you can get somebody scrolling past your stuff, a handful of times, they're gonna start talking like, hey, I seen this wrestling event out here in Chatsworth, Georgia. Maybe we need to go check it out, or wherever. Not necessarily just here, but anywhere. Um, it's booming, and I love it. I love being a part of it. Um, yeah, I love it. I love it and hate it at the same time. I love it because it is what it is. Um, I hate it on the other end because there can be a lot of dramas, surrounding wrestling, and I think that's why a lot of people, they don't like wrestling because, not because of what it is, but for what people put it out to be. That you get a couple bad eggs that are nothing but drama and stuff like that, and that I believe that can ruin it for a lot of people. Um, so yeah, I would do anything in the world for this business, but kind of piggybacking off of the question that you had asked earlier, if we could keep the ego and the drama out of the business, and I think that the business would flourish 100 times over than what it already is.
Uh, I I think this is a great time to be doing anything indie wrestling. Like you said, with prices out and they're out pricing the family, and
Hmm.
I know I would rather take my family to an indie wrestling show because it's a more intimate setting. My family gets to meet the wrestler, get to have conversations with them, and I'm a part of the show. I can make a
Hmm.
comment and the wrestler here and then say something back to me, and that just will pop the crowd. So definitely, I think it's a great time to be a wrestler and to enjoy all this great work on the indie circuit.
Yeah, yeah, most
Guys,
definitely.
I want to thank y'all for coming on. Um, Michael, it was great meeting you, and you have an open invitation to come on anytime you would like. Damien, you know how we get down. Anytime, my
So,
friend.
yes,
Um,
sir. I'm a text message away. If you're needing something to talk about, I can talk with the best of them. So if you're needing something to talk about, or if you can't get somebody on, or whatever, if you have anybody cancel, and you let me know. You let me know. A couple of days before, and I'll make it happen. We can get on here and we can chit chat some more.
man, I appreciate that. Um, and let me thank y'all for keeping the sport that we all love on that good plane. A lot of people don't understand how easily wrestling can go away, and
Oh yeah.
it takes great guys like yourself to continue with the art form, putting it out there, and being so positive about it. I definitely want to thank you for that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. And we
Um,
we we also appreciate you and uh, everything you do. I've been keeping up with you for it's it's been a minute. It's been what? It's been over 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I've kept up with you over the last 2 years. That um, from the first time that I was on here, and I've always liking and sharing anything that you ever post, and we also uh, appreciate the opportunity to be able to get us on your platform and let us kind of reach out to your audience and uh, let your audience uh, in on our wrestling careers as well. That's always cool, and uh, being able to get out a little more than just the people in the surrounding counties. So uh, that's always cool.
Again, thank y'all so much. Before we go, do y'all want to give any shout outs to anybody? You're like, nah, I don't like no damn body. I don't want to say nothing, nobody.
Um, uh, Shout out uh, first and foremost the promoter here, Tyler Gazaway, and putting all this together to let a bunch of wrestling enthusiastic guys live out a dream. If it wasn't for a lot of him or other promotion other promoters around the area, a lot of us guys wouldn't be um, able to live out this dream. So yeah, that's probably the biggest person to shout out. I'll always shout out our trainer Brent Banner for everything that he does, and uh, not even really just them, but just the fans that keep coming in, that keep coming back, want to see more. That makes us wanna do even better than the last show at every single show. Uh, yeah.
Uh, Again, thank y'all so very much. Um, Guys, girls, thank y'all for coming and joining us around the campfire for another great conversation. Um, I always repeat myself on this. I am always going to repeat myself, no matter what you think about it. Go and support your local wrestling promotion. I mean, you don't. You don't know who you are missing because you won't go. Because, oh well, it's not WWE. It's not. Well, it's not supposed to be. And I say this all the time. I'm not saying it's worse. I'm not saying it's better. But what I'm saying is it's a different atmosphere with where you get to be and learn about these athletes that bust their tail to entertain us. And it's such a great atmosphere because you get to meet them, you get to talk to them, you get to buy merch that 9 times out of 10 they're making themselves. So be supportive of your local promotion. And again, man, you could take your family to a good local promotion and come home and still have money to do other things. That means a lot in this day and age. So,
Mhm.
with that being said, I am Professor Barrett. This has been a Barrett's Thought, and we will catch y'all on the next show. So y'all make sure y'all take care. We see you later.